تعرف مين الراجل اللي جنب كلوب ده وازاي ساعد ليفربول يكسبوا لقب الدوري لاول مره بعد 30 سنه؟ ليفربول قبل كلوب وبعد كلوب ناديين مختلفين تماما. لما كلوب انضم لليفربول في اكتوبر في 2015 ليفربول كانوا العاشر على الدوري، كانوا لسه خسرانين 3-0 من ويست هام. النادي كان لسه بيعاني من خساره الدوري في 2014، كان بقالهم 25 سنه ما كسبوش الدوري، واحسن لعيب في الفرقه لويس سواريز كان انتقل لبرشلونه. بس كلوب كان مقتنع انه هيقدر يرجع ليفربول للصداره، وكانه كان بيتنبأ باللي جاي. في اول لقاء ليه كلوب قال هدفي ان احقق لقب الدوري خلال 5 سنين وان اكسب بطوله خلال 3 سنين. وعشان يقدر يحقق ده كلوب مش بس حاول يغير طريقه اللعب واللعيبه في ليفربول، بس برضه كان مهتم بانه يغير عقليه وفلسفه النادي، وكان بيركز في كل تفصيله ممكنه عشان يحسن بيها الفرقه، زي انه غير مواعيد التمرين ونظام اكل اللعيبه وزود التركيز على العلوم الرياضيه. بس بعد مرور سنين في حاجه كانت لسه مضايقه كلوب، ومهما عمل ما كانش عارف يحسنها، لحد ما في يوم في 2018 كلوب قرأ عن راجل في الدنمارك اللي بالنسبه له كان ممكن يكون الراجل الوحيد في العالم اللي ممكن يساعده يحل المشكله. الراجل ده هو توماس جرونيمارك، وهو اول مدرب محترف متخصص في رميات التماس في العالم. ولما قريت اكتر عن قصته الرهيبه حسيت ان لازم اتكلم معاه بنفسي وافهم اكتر عن دوره في تطوير ليفربول وفوزهم بلقب الدوري، وكمان عن رايه في تدريب محمد صلاح. وبعد ما بعت له كذا مره اخيرا جات لي فرصه اتكلم معاه.
Let me officially say that it's a pleasure to have you on the channel. I'm really looking forward to talking with you about your role in the world of football and how you see the role of throw-ins and throw-in coaches progressing football more and more. I'd love for you to explain it yourself if you could.
Yeah, you can say I'm a professional throwing coach. I'm the only one in the world who specializes in that and lives by it full time. And I'm traveling the whole world to help clubs. So it's everything you can imagine around throw-ins in a match, both the long ones, the precision, but also space creation when you have a throw-in, goal scoring after that, but also taking the ball from the opponents when they have a throw-in.
Speaking of long throw-ins, when I was doing the research, I saw that you had the Guinness World Record for the longest ever throw-in.
Yeah, I beat the world record in 2010, the official Guinness World Record, with a throw of 51.33 meters. That was beaten in 2019, but I had the world record in almost 10 years, and I set it with a flip throw-in where you make a run-in, jump down on ball, make a flip, land, and then throw the ball. So that was like pretty hard to learn from a guy on 100 kilos. So
yeah. I've seen the video and it's actually very impressive. I was shocked at the technique. So, and you touched on the fact that you were an athlete. So you tried to be a footballer, but then you actually got more into athleticism and you tried to find a way, I guess, to adapt athleticism into an aspect of football which allows for it.
Yeah, I've been playing football for like 15 years, reached the highest youth level in Denmark. Then I was on the athletics national team for 6 years. I changed sport. And then after that, in 2002, I changed to bobsleighing, the winter sport. And I was there for 4 years. And then it was in the middle of that bobsleigh period in 2004 where I got the idea, hey, if I can make a good long throw-in, can't I teach other players to do it?
That's very interesting that's where the idea came from. And like from what I read, you reached out to a club in Denmark. That was the start.
Yeah, you can say my first club was Viborg from the Danish Super League in 2004-05 season. Then FC Midtjylland, an even better team in Denmark the season after. And then for many years, I was only coaching the long throw-ins because the clubs don't want to use my knowledge around what I call the fast and clever throw-ins. So it was only until Jürgen Klopp called me directly on the phone in 2018 that I got the chance to work with the fast and clever throw-ins. And of course, the call from Jürgen Klopp gave me my international breakthrough in football.
And so how did that call come apart? Like, was it just like a random call out of nowhere?
Yeah, first of all, there was no warning. But the reason why he called me was because the German newspaper Bild wrote an article about me. And I think that Jürgen Klopp read that article when he was on vacation in Tenerife in Spain. And Liverpool were really bad at the throw-ins in the season before. And he tried to do something. So he thought, hey, maybe this guy from Denmark who's a throwing coach, he can help us. So he called me directly on the phone and it was like a big shock for me. And of course, a positive surprise.
I can imagine, of course. But I think that speaks volumes about Jürgen Klopp as a coach, that he's always thinking outside of the box. It was definitely a very brave decision, I would say.
Yeah, it was very brave. And what I really like about Jürgen's decision too, of course, hiring me, but also what I like about his decision was that he was brave enough to say, hey, I don't know enough about this. Because a lot of people, also great leaders, football coaches, or people around in the world, they say, oh, I don't need help for this, because if I ask for help, I look weak. But Jurgen Klopp, he's really like the man who says, yeah, if I don't know enough, I have to get people from the outside. So Jurgen Klopp has trusted me. I've been working with all the things I want to in the last 5 years in Liverpool FC, and one of the reasons of the throw-in success is that Jurgen has trusted me and allowed me to work. He wasn't afraid of letting a pretty, at least at that time, unknown Danish throw-in coach in.
I read that Liverpool, before you actually took on the job, were the 18th worst team in the Premier League when it came to throw-ins. And I've read about the transformation, but of course, I'd love for you to explain.
Yeah, it was actually because, of course, I could see on my own data that Liverpool had improved. But in October 2019, there was like some data from Tifo Football. And they said that in the 17-18 season, before I came to Liverpool, where Liverpool had a 4th place in the Premier League and a Champions League final lost to Real Madrid, they only had a possession on 45.4% on throw-ins under pressure, where the players are marked. So yes, they could improve a lot, Liverpool. But in my first season, in the 18-19 season, we went from 45.4% possession to 68.4% possession, and went from number 18 to number 1 in the Premier League. Also number 2 in the whole Europe, just after FC Midtjylland, one of my other teams from Denmark. So that was like, of course, I just shared these statistics like...
Of course, yeah. Like, as you've said, I think the validation between all the data that has shown that Liverpool went from a really bad team at throw-ins to, I think it's fair to say, the best team in England at throw-ins. And I think after that opportunity, you think it can be in a matter of years, maybe every club will have its own analysis on throw-ins. Every club will need throw-in coaching.
No, I think most of the clubs want to work with their throw-ins. Of course, because I'm not cloned, I can work in every club in the world. Yeah. But a lot of clubs hire me. Even the clubs where they already have, for example, set-piece coaches. Because normally set-piece coaches know a lot about free kicks, corner kicks, but not so much about throw-ins. For example, in Brentford, where I was last season, they already have a set-piece coach called Bernardo from Mexico, but he doesn't know so much about throw-ins, so they can still get me in there. So yes, there's already been a change here that a lot of clubs want to work with the throw-ins. The reason why they want that is because if you look at the numbers, if you don't work with throw-ins, then you're, sorry my language, stupid. But if you hear there are 40 to 60 throw-ins in a match, if you hear that you're using approximately 20 minutes on throw-in related situations in a match, then you would be stupid not to work with it. But the challenge is that for many, many years, it's been underestimated with the throw-ins. A lot of people have been saying it's only throw-ins. So there's a lot of signs that we can still improve something.
And that's amazing. And if you don't mind, I'd love to ask you some more Liverpool related questions. As you know, there's a pretty popular player there, Mohamed Salah. So if I could ask you specifically, like, would you say that Salah has also improved a lot in throw-ins after working with him?
Yeah, because there are two things about Mo Salah, but also other players who are not normally throwing, is that, first of all, even though you're a striker or winger like him, sometimes you can get the ball fast with a throw-in. And if we have a good situation, you have to be able to throw. So that's one thing around Mo Salah's throwing game. He's been fantastic to see. Should I throw? Yeah. And if I shouldn't, then I leave the ball to Trent when he comes. That's one thing. The other thing is that he's really good at creating space, seeing space, creating space for his teammates, protecting the big boxes, a lot of things like that. So Mo Salah, he's not only a great player scoring, assisting, but he's also fantastic at throw-ins, not only taking them, but also the team space creation. That's so important. So I have only good things to say about Mo Salah.
I was curious to see if he was good at them as well. But I've read that you're leaving Liverpool. I've seen the reason, but if you would also like to explain it yourself.
Yeah, first of all, it's been fantastic to be with Liverpool. Of course, because Jurgen Klopp gave me the chance to the international breakthrough. So I'll be forever thankful for that. Then it was the work itself with Liverpool FC, the players, all the training in Liverpool. Of course, winning the titles together with them, Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, World Club Championship. We won everything we can in European football. That was fantastic, especially winning the Premier League after 30 years of waiting time. That was really, really special. Then I'll say the reason why I left Liverpool was because the 2 first seasons I coached him, I had like 4 or 5 visits per season. And then the COVID-19 challenge came, and because I couldn't travel and everything was like really tight scheduled suddenly, I only had like 1 visit per season. And for me, it made like Liverpool go from great to good. They were not bad, good, but I'm not satisfied with good. I want to be great, you know. I want to be the best with a team. I've been here for 5 years. I talked with Jürgen and I said that, hey, for me, if I want to continue, you know, we have to go up again to the 4 or 5 visits per season, because I think that was needed, because if you only one time in preseason and there's almost a year before you see the players again, it's too little. And then Jürgen said, hey, we want to try next season for ourselves, you know. And that's okay. I accepted that. For me, that was the second best solution, because I'd rather stop than continue with only one visit. But I had 5 fantastic years with Liverpool FC. It's been giving me international breakthrough. You know, I've been not only winning with Liverpool, I've been winning 14 times in international football, winning with Ajax. I'm winning with Flamengo, Brazilian Championship, FC Midtjylland. I just won this season with Toulouse. We won the French Cup, first time in 66 years, all over the world, Mexico, you know. So it's just been giving me so many opportunities. And right now, there are so many people around the world who wants my knowledge already now. So I think the future looks bright. And my biggest dream is not to win the big titles, even though it's fantastic. It's not to train the biggest club. No, it's to change the world so we have better throw-ins, both, of course, for the players, for the clubs, but also for the fans out there.
I think you're on your way to achieving that. I wish you all the best. I'm really happy to have had this chance to talk with you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
ده كان اول فيديو طويل ليا على القناه، بس ان شاء الله مش الاخير. عندي افكار كتير حابب اجرب اعملها الفتره الجايه، فلو عجبك الفيديو وحابب تشوف الفيديوهات الجايه اعمل لايك واشترك في القناه لو ما كنتش مشترك. هتلاقوا اللينك لقناه توماس جرونيمارك الشخصيه محطوط في الديسكربشن لو حابين تتفرجوا على فيديوهات اكتر ليه، واشوفكم الفيديو جاي ان شاء الله.